Connection established. We are live to YouTube. Welcome back, everybody, once again. Another Tuesday night of HOBO Cup Series racing. We are getting well into the chase now. This will be the fourth race of the chase, and it is Kansas once again. Earlier in the season, we were at the SBP version. Tonight, it is the stock game track. Open setup, realistic damage, as always. And we are looking at a field of probably 21 or 22 drivers. So we are back into the 20s, considering the tight battle between Keith McLean and Herman Reese for the championship lead. I think it's going to be a good one. This is going to be the start of a very competitive stretch of races here with Kansas, Charlotte, Vegas, and then, of course, you throw Talladega into it just to shake things up even further. We got a heck of a stretch of races for everybody, and I'm excited. As always, once again, the man, the myth, the legend, Zach Rogers, back alongside me once again. Thanks for being with me here, Zach.
Yeah, man, Kansas is a fun track, especially the game track version. You know, there's a lot of tire wear, so you really have to manage the wear. You got to make sure you're not too loose because that right rear will get too hot. And this is one of those like intermediate banking type of ovals, so not a lot of banking like say Atlanta or Texas, so it's easy to have the car kind of step out loose on you coming out of the corners.
Yeah, I think we saw that a good bit at the first Kansas race of the season, which was won by Mac Daddy. So probably the favorite going into this one is that number 28. He was quickest on the board in practice. There's qualifying being run right now as we speak. And with only a couple seconds left to go, he's looking pretty good for the pole position here. Where is... Oh boy, where's Herman? I don't see him setting a lap time. Uh-oh.
I see Wiley King looks like he might have wrecked on his lap, and Maverick looks like he might have had an issue too.
Yeah, 42-second lap time there for Wiley.
Oh boy,
And
yeah.
Herman did not set a lap.
Herman might have binned it.
Wow. Oh boy. He was kind of on the back foot at New Hampshire.
I'm pretty sure he must have wrecked it because he's got an average start of 4.66. That man's always qualifying. So he's going to have some work to do here tonight. But Keith McLean on pole with a 30.004. Good lap compared to everybody else, but you can run a couple more tenths faster here. Jovan Anderson, I think, gets into like the 29.7s when he sets a Q lap here. And man is fast as heck around this place.
Goodness.
But Keith will be joined by Jeff Stekenis on the outside of row one. Look at Randy Smith up there starting in third place, Andrew. How about that? That's a great Q effort by Randy. He's joined by Caleb Lingle. Then you also got another great Q effort there by Ricky Bumbalo. He'll be in row three with Harry Codian. I'm jinxing everybody I call out with a great run, by the way. Jason San Diego, Duke Sorensen, row 4. Eddie Rayleigh, Fugate, row 5. See, that way I don't jinx them. I'm just saying where they're starting.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Grant, Irv Johnson, row 6. Troy Donahue, Steve Rubino, row 7. Ryan Johnson, Dan Rubino, row 8. Noah Wetzel, new addition to the HOBO field tonight. He'll be in row 9 with the Maverick. And then Wiley King, last to set time, is in row 10 with Ron Simpson. And then Herman Reese and Ken Hansen round out our 22-car field.
Very healthy 22-car field here. Yeah, Noah Wetzel, first start of the season in that 48. Yeah, as you mentioned, Randy Smith, he was fast in practice with a third-place qualifying effort here tonight in the number 10. We'll see how that'll convert. And but this was not going to be nearly as bad of me jinxing people as it was at New Hampshire. So,
oh, you never know.
I am not going to mention anything about good runs. Actually, who am I kidding? It's kind of my job. So,
I was talking on Saturday night during Nate Balzer's breast cancer event there that you were racing in.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Cole was talking about having jinxed somebody. I don't remember who he jinxed per se, but he was saying a lot of people think that the jinx isn't real, and Seth was like, oh no, it is very, very real. I've seen it many, many times. And I was like, yeah, Andrew Miller jinxed 4 people at HOBO Tuesday night.
If Seth hasn't seen that stream, he absolutely has to. I already. Oh my goodness! I already know that I'm probably going to be throwing together a compilation of that for the best moments of the season, which I still plan on doing. Going to find the time to go back through the season and check out some of the coolest moments, wackiest moments, whatever we end up doing with it. Um, since we're pretty much doing the entire season here on the channel, so it'd be pretty cool to look back on it and kind of get some highlights. I know some of the top contenders, and that New Hampshire race is definitely going to be one of them, just for the absurdity of how much I've been jinxing guys. So apologies to everyone that I jinxed last week. It will not happen again. Keith McLean, though, with that pole position, he's coming into tonight 30 points ahead of Herman Reese. So that gives him about, what's that, with this point system, that's like 5-6 positions?
Maybe less than that.
Or like 4, probably.
Probably closer to 4, and then it depends on lap lead bonuses, stuff like that.
Yeah, so, of course, Keith with the win last week in New Hampshire. Herman Reese finishing, I wanted to say, just outside the top 5. Caleb Lingle, 70 back, and Jeff Stacana, 75 back. Both of them can still strike. Steve Grant, 91 back. He's starting to slip back just a little bit, but who knows? Things go his way for King consistency. Ryan Johnson on back, I think, is looking like a long shot at this point in time. But like I said, this is a very competitive stretch of races. Kansas, Charlotte, Vegas, Talladega, and then Homestead. I mean, good grief, you only got the final 2 races of the season that you could probably argue maybe aren't quite as conducive to, I guess, mixing up the field quite as much, that being Martinsville and Phoenix to round it out. So, Zach, I'll ask you, with this stretch of races that we have coming up, obviously I'm hyping up with how competitive it could be, but any expectations on your end with how the rest of the chase might play out?
Yeah, a lot of similar tracks, different tracks. Setup building is a little different at each of those. It's going to take a lot of consistency out of the drivers. You know, so far we've seen Keith and Herman have pretty much been the class of the chase, with Caleb, Stakanis, Steve Grant, you know, closely right there with them. But, you know, not a lot of opportunities to gain points these first few races. Now we're seeing the fields get a little bigger as we go to some more popular intermediate cookie cutter tracks. You know, the cookie cutter tracks, a lot of guys have more experience setting up for, as opposed to setting up for like Milwaukee or New Hampshire. Did we go to Gateway in the middle
Uh,
of those two?
no, that was Bristol.
Bristol. Okay. Bristol, you know, short track style tracks, a lot of guys tend to get frustrated with. So I think we, you know, some of the guys we're seeing out here tonight that we didn't see at those, such as, you know, Ken Hansen and Maverick, you know, maybe they just wanted a little break and then now they're coming to run the tracks they like. You know, I keep saying it. Talladega's the big wild card, because if you get 30 car field there and you have a bad week, you're going to be in big trouble. And Herman Reese, he's starting at the back, and big trouble for Herman Reese is going to be getting through some cars that are going to be slower than him. So he's going to have to execute a little bit of patience and pick them off as they come. I will say it'll be a lot easier to make passes here tonight at Kansas than it was for him last week at New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think he'll be finding his way forward. We know Ryan Johnson will probably find his way forward. We've been seeing that trend for him throughout throughout the course of the season. Of course, he does have a couple wins, and hey, just all around very, very competitive. So one quick little edit here. There we go. That's better. All right. As the field gets rolling here in Kansas. I always just call it a Kansas Speedway, but it's located right near Kansas City, right?
Don't look at me.
I recall. I want to say it's in that realm, Kansas. What do you mean it's Arkansas? What do you mean it's not Arkansas? Radical explain. If anyone gets that reference.
Okay, you are correct. It is in Kansas City, Kansas.
Hey. Pete McLean, Justin Canis on the front row here at Clint Boyer's home track.
You still have the racing line on.
Oh, gosh frickin' darn it. Yes, I do. How did I miss that? I'm big stupid.
Options, real quick. Check the box.
We'll get that after these guys run a lap or two. But we gotta get the initial start here. It's Kansas in the chase. Mac Daddy looking to extend his point lead. Will he pull it off? We will find out in 107 laps.
Oh, they're 3 wide. They might be wrecking off too.
Oh,
They're
wow,
squirrely.
yeah, caught that.
I don't know who thought it was a good idea to go 3 wide there, but oh boy.
Now they're gonna try and settle it down here. From the pole, Keith will lead the first lap. Caleb jumps Randy Smith, who slots into 4th. Ricky Bumlow 5th. Jason San Diego 6th. Managed to get a spot there on Harry Codian. I am going to quickly get rid of that stupid dumb racing line. And problem solved.
Oh, someone spun it off of turn 2.
Oh, Jason!
Jason San Diego looped it off of 2. No yellow.
He held on, either kept it down there or somehow found a way to keep it straight, but boy, that didn't last long for him being in the top 10.
No, he looped it completely.
Wow.
It just got down to the grass fast enough to where there was no yellow.
Yeah, let's see the skid marks.
Oh, he had help from Harry Codian.
I know. I caught him and Harry getting side by side there.
It looks like Jason maybe got a little loose off the wall. Let's see. Yeah, Jason got a little loose. Tried to straighten it up, and Harry was like just right on his quarter panel, and there was no room for that little wiggle by Jason.
That's how quickly things can happen here at Kansas. Oh, as Harry also has a bit of a moment off of turn 2 there, had to get out of the throttle. Eddie Rayleigh behind him. Going to try to close in. Top 5 looking pretty well stable at the moment. Ryan Johnson already up to 9th and already cutting the dog leg to try to shave off some distance. Battle for 10th. Fugate will take the spot from Duke Sorensen. And checking through the field here. Oh.
Oh, Wetzel a little squirrely there off of turn 2. Maverick to his inside.
Yeah, there's no Wetzel there.
Seen Maverick run this John Deere scheme before.
I
think I've ever seen him run it.
Wow. Kind of slides up there on Wetzel. That's his regular scheme.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah. I've seen that.
You trying to fool me up?
No. And heck, he's even popped up a lot in the thumbnails for these races. Oh, Dan Rubino's spinning now off of 2. Oh, he's going to hit the inside wall. Maybe. A little tap.
And another one.
Way off the racing line, though, so I don't think we'll see a yellow for that either.
No, he was already down on the apron by the time the car started to really come around.
Oh, here we go. 6th on back. We got some battling going on here. Harry Codian, Eddie Rayleigh, Ryan Johnson, Steve Grant. All under a blanket here.
Good news, Harry. You don't got to shift here tonight, except on restart.
No.
Hopefully that's not
look
a
at
jinx
this
for
run.
the restart. If we ever get any.
Boy, Eddie Rayleigh getting rather bold there. Getting awfully snug with these guys. Man, 8th lap underway, and this is some pretty aggressive racing here.
I'm very impressed by Randy Smith. He's got genuine race pace here tonight.
Grant just spun it. Sorry.
There's the yellow.
That was contact with Fugate.
Left front's down on the 11 too. That's gonna drag on the way back.
And get the thing rolling back once again.
Oh yeah, looks like Fugate got squirrely and went to correct it, and he went right up the track into the quarter panel of the 11.
And I was watching that battle between all those guys, and I was just thinking, this could just be a matter of time before one little slip up happens, and we're gonna get trouble. And at turn two, so far, Calamity Corner here in these first 8 laps, even though it's only been one caution.
Well, that saved Dan Rubino and Jason San Diego. They were already down to being about 10 seconds away from getting put a lap down.
They'll be able to stay on the lead lap, get some fresh tires here. Steve Grant's going to need fresh tires.
Everyone's going to want to pit here. They went 8 laps.
And you were saying tire wear here is pretty high.
Yeah, not so much grip loss from the tire wear, but there is just a lot of tire wear.
Keep an eye on things here. I was just about to check in on Herman Reese, who just prior to that caution was still running 19th. I'm sure just kind of buying his time, but see if he's able to make any headway here on this pit cycle. Canis, after getting a podium finish last week at New Hampshire, looking to keep that momentum going. Top 3 looks like will stay the same.
Herman's going to get a good chunk of spots here on pit road.
Where the heck did Randy Smith go? Oh, he stayed out.
Herman Reese will, the top 2 pit, restart in 11th, so plus 8 on pit road.
That's huge. That is big. Well, he said he was going to be able to move his way up. He was around guys that, no offense to them, just yeah, not quite as quick as that 73 typically. So,
well, Noah Wetzel does not pit here.
We may get the lights out here.
It should be lights out. Oh, no, nope. I'm surprised it's not.
Game track, do they have the extra lap usually?
No, the lights, no one's a lap down. That should have been lights out right there. I'm a little surprised by that. We both retired, so that should have been a lights out moment.
Yeah, not sure. Well, I'll at least give Noah Wetzel a credit for a lap led in his first start of the season. Apologies for not having the paint scheme. Unfortunately, was not able to find where it was uploaded anywhere. But hey, props to him coming out here, trying to make some noise. And always good to see some different faces in some different faces in different places. Kind of cool getting to call a different name every now and then. I'm weird about that. I'm always like, anytime I get into like a new league or a new driver comes in and I get to call a new name, I don't know, I enjoy it. Noah will make the turn down there and pit. That will give McNally back to the point. Jeff Canis, Caleb Lingle, Ricky Bumbleau, Eddie Rayleigh will be the top 5 for this restart. Ryan Johnson up to 6th. And as you mentioned, up just outside the top 10 is Herman Reese already, thanks to a beautiful pit stop there. See if the Battle Act can try to continue to make up spots. And maybe hope for some misfortune on that 28, because that 28 wins this race, and boy, that'll give him a nice little cushion heading into these next few races.
Yeah, and you know, after tonight, we'll have been 4 races of the 10 in, so they're slowly ticking away. Tick, tick, tick. Next thing you know, there's only going to be 2 or 3 races to go.
Can't believe it. We started broadcasting this back in frickin' February, or March at least. And here we are. We are down to just a handful of races left in the season.
I would say it was probably February that you started because I don't think these guys have taken a week off, and it's a 40 race calendar.
Easy. Now here we go back into the restart zone. Mac Daddy's going to get them back going once again. 28-31, 113. Looking like an awful familiar top three there from kind of what they're making happen at New Hampshire. See how everyone comes off of turn 2. Ryan Johnson already looking into the top 5 as Rayleigh clips the wall. Buffalo Wild Wings getting up here and looking pretty sporty already. Looking to potentially make a move there on the 85, although looks like they've gotten a little bit too low there and had to check up. He's loving that apron, though, on the dog leg.
Watching Herman here, it looks like he's still being very patient with his car, with his setup, letting it come to him. He's let about a little bit of a gap between himself and Steve Rubino for him. Talk about great pit stop. You know, he went from 19th to 11th.
Huge. And yep, just kind of running calmly, as you said. For the time being there in the 11th, little gap between himself and Rubino, himself and Wiley King. Battle continues for P4. Ryan Johnson, Ricky Bumbalo side by side here for about the last lap. Johnson should get clear this time and will do so. And Bumbalo looking to power off there to stay ahead of the 112 and will successfully do so. Fugate going to take a position there from Harry Kodian, who appears to have voluntarily let him by there for 7th.
Big question mark on the race here is, can Harry make it past lap 25?
No more blown gears.
Only blown engines.
Yeah. Ooh, up the track there, Steve Rubino. Currently at the tail end of the top 10 is that 07. Top 3 broken away. Just a little bit. Then Ryan Johnson 4th, Ricky Bumbalo 5th. Bumbalo with a nice run here, though. See if he takes advantage.
Irv Johnston a little squirrely off turn 2. Quick catch.
Well, that's 4 now, and I've had at least some kind of moment of significance off of that corner. Currently in the 14th position is that 49, just ahead of his inverse, the 94. Steve Grant back in 19th. Randy Smith 20th. Tough for Randy Smith. Hopefully he'll be able to find his way back forward. That thing definitely had some great speed. Was keeping it in 4th place there for that first run and looking very, very solid was the 10. So hopefully he'll be able to find his way back forward as well. Battle is not over for 4th place. Bumbalo still pounding Ryan Johnson.
Kind of watching some guys here deeper in the field, just kind of watching how their cars are handling. Got Steve Grant currently back in 18th, trying to recover from his spin. Jason San Diego is up to 15th now after getting by Irv Johnston.
Another driver that was running the top 10 when he had his issue. Trying to find his way back forward.
And Hansen's been kind of quiet tonight. Started at the back, didn't get to set a Q lap. Currently running in 14th place.
Yeah, that's a good gain. All things considered for where he started. Although, might lose that spot there to San Diego. Like Harry Cody and Duke Sorensen are about to go at it there a little bit for P8. Harry holds on to it for now, and Steve Rubino will actually get by the 59. So that 07 now up into the 9th position as he gets a little loose. Catches that thing beautifully. Top 5, the top 3 for sure. Remaining pretty stationary. Bumbalo, Ryan Johnson still looking pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, I really don't got much to say this week, Andrew.
Hey,
After 3 weeks of pretty tame racing, just like this, which nothing wrong with this, but
no.
after a while, you just kind of run out of stuff to talk about under green.
Hey, we're clicking off laps. Ricky Bumblew takes fourth place back from Ryan Johnson pretty easily so, but otherwise, hey,
Oh, here we go.
you love to see some good, clean running. Eddie Rayleigh under threat. Oh, if he doesn't get clipped from behind.
Yeah, it looks like they might be stacking up behind the 112. You got Herman Reese, Wiley King, and Maverick all closing up.
Yeah, that gap was, they were a little more spread out here a little bit ago, but now that 13's looking a little bit quicker. And I think he's going to want to take the opportunity to take this run here if he doesn't get into his quarter panel. Boy, those two have gotten a little close for comfort here a couple times. Harry will take the spot. That is for 7th.
Eddie looks a little loose there, maybe off of turn 2. Let Steve get to his inside. Now Duke looking to the inside.
And Eddie's starting to bleed some spots here.
Game track, so it's one groove track. You gotta be on that bottom.
Yeah, outside's not gonna do you many favors. And just like that, outside the top 10 will go the 112. Herman Reese into the top 10.
Eddie almost in the wall there.
Francis in chat there, and all the guys at CCR. Looking forward to seeing what you guys can bring on here in a couple weeks' time. Got a few races that we'll be streaming for CCR here coming up soon. October 9th, 10th, and 17th, I believe. Take it back forward here. Ryan Johnson looks like he might be starting to slip just a little bit. Fugate now all over his back bumper. And may try and take the spot here as he tries to get to the inside, and will do so. And Ryan's going to let him have that one. So top 5 now for the number 9.
Now, how about Steve Rubino? Just made a move on Harry Cody and to take 7th. So Steve
Wow.
moving forward. Meanwhile, top 3 have broken away. They've got 2.5 seconds on Ricky Bumblew.
They've all closed up a little bit closer than where they were just running. Only about a car length separating them each. And all looking very evenly matched.
Steve Grant moving forward here this lap. Randy Smith moving forward too. Randy up to 19th now as Grant up to 17th. Looking for 16th on Ron Simpson.
The Speedland cars definitely got something good going on here in Kansas. Obviously, I know those guys are just like the Four Horsemen. I'm sure that the Speedland guys are all in cahoots with each other as far as setups go, and trying to get things just
up
right.
The track there in the 3 is going to lose 3 positions. Go from 9th to 12th.
Yikes. Comers and goers. We're definitely seeing them. Unfortunately, Eddie Rayleigh's one of the goers. Coming forward here are the 73 and the 23 even.
We're about almost 2/3 of the way into the run now, so you're really going to start to see who saved their tires the best or whose setup has better handling at this stage of the run. They're going to start to come and go, as they say. Herman now looking to the inside of Harry for 8th.
And Harry's going to let him have that one.
Yeah,
Wiley's going to take advantage.
Yeah, Harry lifted there to let Herman go, and he is just he's gonna get lucky here. He'll get back in line in front of Maverick.
We'll keep him 10th. Herman up to 8th.
Looking at lap time here, the top 3 are pretty even. Fugate matching their pace.
Fugate's looking really strong.
Well, not that lap. That lap he was 3/10 slower than Keith, but trying to figure out who's moving forward here. It looks like Wiley and Herman could be challenging for 6th place here by the end of this fuel run. Should be about another 10 laps here until they'll have to make green flag pit stops. Actually, it looks like Irv Johnston might be pitting here.
Short
pit.
A
little early.
Yeah, it's definitely early. Herman's
Talked
going to
about
get, Herman and Wiley both going to get by Steve Rubino.
talked about it, Andrew. You know, there is a ton of tire wear. Some guys might be wearing their tires out more than others. Some might not make it 30 laps on a tank of gas because of the tires.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, you were saying that depending on how these guys drive the track, you do run that risk of getting into the red, and uh, once you get into the red, you could blow that tire at any possible second. So that would ruin your race in an instant if that were to happen. As Ryan Johnson continues to slip back as far as lap time goes, it looks like he does not have the best of long run cars.
And Hansen just got by Eddie Rayleigh for 13th. Now here comes Steve Grant.
There's Irv coming off of pit road. Yeah, Eddie continues to slip. But Steve Grant on the rebound, up to 14th, as you said. Jason San Diego, another one of the Speedland cars.
Yeah, Wiley King and Herman Reese are both closing in on Ryan Johnson. They got about 2/10 on him that time by.
Ryan's about second and a half off of his best. Everyone else about 1.2, 1.3 off.
Yeah. I mean, the guys in the mid pack, they look like they're getting about a second and a half a fall off. But when I look at the top three, these guys are still only a second off their good times here.
You think Dirty Air is playing much of a factor into that?
Here a little bit. A little bit on the right front here, but not as much as, say, we saw last week at New Hampshire or at Milwaukee.
Yeah, a little flatter there. Yeah, we'll see if Ryan Johnson's going to end up falling into the clutches of the 73 and the 95 before these guys bring it down. Yeah, he's definitely struggling.
Battle for second here. Lingle to the inside of Stekenis.
Turns 1 and 2. Looks like he should clear. Possibly. Oh, he's going to clear himself a little bit. Jeff gives him a little bit of grace there, and
That was a very cautious and careful clear.
yeah, he kind of cleared himself, but at the same time, yeah, he took it slow.
Herman and King get by Ryan Johnson for 6th and 7th. Now they'll set their sights on Ricky Bumbalo, who's in 5th, and then maybe Fugate, who is in 4th. And
Ooh,
they're still faster than those in front, as Harry Kodian has made his pit stop early.
gonna get
it
a
looks like
big
Keith
undercut.
McLean, I think, just posted that he's pitting this lap.
He's pretty far down the track.
No, he must have
No.
misclicked.
He's psyching these guys out. That's what he's doing.
He might have hit that a few laps ago and then checked his fuel and realized he still had 5 laps of gas or more to go. Because Irv did pit pretty early.
He did, although watch Caleb here. He is suddenly shot out of a cannon. Going for the lead.
That tire wear. Looks like Keith's car finally hit the cliff. Caleb's going to fly by him.
Caleb was just vibing, and now to the point is the 113. But, yeah, we might not be over, but Keith had to get out of the throttle, and Caleb will take the point. Jeff Stekenis trying to go around the outside.
Steve Rubino is pitting. Eddie Rayleigh is pitting.
The guys whose tires were definitely starting to go. I can tell the handling, at least on Keith's car, might be starting to go as well.
And Rubino is coming in. Yeah, this is the window right here. They're 30 laps removed from the lap they pit under yellow. They should be able to go maybe 2 or 3 more laps. Some guys, though, tires maybe not making it, especially maybe the right front not making it. Harry pit early. And the main reason for that is it could be because they're all going to have to pit 3 times still from where that first yellow came out.
Mm-hmm. As Herman Reese into the top 5 now, just got past the 85. Wiley King will follow suit. Wiley, that's another car that seems to have some pretty decent long run speed.
Jason San Diego is pitting this time by. Harry coming in again.
Oh, don't tell me he sped.
Well, he must have sped.
Oh, brother. I'm
Harry's
keeping an eye on
actually
these top three.
2 laps down.
Maybe we missed something. Not really sure. Top four stay out. 5, 6.
It was only the one time he went down pit road.
And so far, no one up here. Steve Grant is up to 8th.
Now I believe Keith McLean is coming in this time.
Yeah, here we see the speed difference from Dan Rubino.
If Stekenis is going to stay out. Oh, Keith might have missed pit
Oh,
road.
he did!
He's in the grass. That's going to be a 30-second penalty, I think.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he went around the entry line.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
I think that's going to be a 30. Brian Johnson and Ken Hansen and Ron Simpson's going to spin it coming in. He's coming in so hot.
Down on the flat there. Get her spun around before anybody else comes in. Speaking of coming in, do we see the 113? Looks like we will.
I'm going to watch this 28.
What's the 31? Oh! 113, it'll really squirrely there, but they got her down safely.
Oh, Keith got lucky. No 30-second penalty.
Really?
You got lucky. Usually you miss the pit entry line and you get hit with a 30 for unsafe pit entry.
I don't think that he would just get black flagged for that, maybe?
No, it's usually just a 30-second hold.
Wow. He's just found a hack. Whether he lost time as a result of that. I'm just kidding.
It's not really a hack. No, don't mislead the viewers now. Oh, he is coming back down, though. I guess he did get a black?
Yeah, I would have been shocked if he didn't get something.
Usually it's just a 30-second penalty, though. You don't usually get a black flag for unsafe entry. It's usually just a 30-second hold. I'm surprised that the game gave it to him that way.
Well, if he's not actually holding 46 miles an hour at the moment, like my game's telling me.
Yeah, usually when you have to serve a drive-through black flag, you have to go one less than pit speed, or the black flag will not clear.
Now, hopefully that'll clear it, as we also saw Herman Reese on pit road there. We're still kind of cycling out, so we'll see where everybody ends up.
He might have sped instead, because like I said, I've never heard of a 30-second of an unsafe pit entry being anything but a 30-second penalty. So he might have just sped and I missed it.
When Reese just came out there right next to Ryan Johnson. Oh, that was close.
But, it talked about mistakes, not making mistakes, being consistent. That was the break Herman Reese needed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now Troy Donahue's off in the grass from missing pit entry.
Oh, and he's gonna get that thing back rolling. He stayed out quite a long ways. As did
Steve Grant.
Steve
just
stayed out a long time.
Road. They might be looking at cutting out a pit stop if it goes green from here.
Yeah, we're at, what, 61 to go at the moment?
Yeah, they might have been able to cut out a pit stop.
And Wiley King had a really good long-run car, so even though he's going to get obliterated on this undercut, he might be able to make up a lot of that ground. And if this continues, yeah.
Tell you who's gone right now is Lingle and Stekenis, and, even if those guys might have to still make that third green flag pit stop, they take 2 right side tires, make adjustments. If depending what the gap is, they could come out and really track those guys down.
60 laps to go now officially in this race at Kansas, and Caleb Lingle, Jeff Stekenis, they remain 1, 2, and on top of each other. Now scored third is Eddie Rayleigh, Steve Rubino, Ryan Johnson, the top 5. Herman Reese, Ken Hansen, Hugh Gates, San Diego Bumbaloo.
Strategy shuffled everything.
Mm-hmm.
Keith McLean is still on the lead lap, but he is down in 16th place. He is gonna need some help The leaders are about 4 or 5 seconds behind him right now. Dan Rubino touching the apron. That was a little scary right in front of the leader.
Steve Rubino touching the wall after losing a spot there to the 78. 78's now going to try to make the move on the 112. Yeah, all sorts of tire differences now. Strategy's going to be all over the place.
But,
So
I'd say,
I'll be intrigued how this will play out if this continues.
talk about, the mistake being a break for Herman. Well, this is also great for Caleb and Jeff. I mean, Caleb and Jeff are 1-2. Herman is still down in 6. So not only is Caleb and Jeff going to gain potentially a ton of points on Keith, they're gaining points on Herman too.
Yeah, 70 and 75 back of the points lead.
40 and 45 behind Herman.
Exactly. So, yeah. Right now they're going, ooh. All right. Yeah, they're licking their chops right now.
Still early. We're just about to get to halfway here. Now Harry Kodian here, trying not to go 2 laps down, but it might be a tall order. The 113 and the 31, they're just so quick.
He's on the oldest tires too, so
yeah,
they're gonna breeze right by him as long as Harry's gonna keep it on the inside. For this one, Magoo in the chat, they're saying, "Mac Daddy, get you blank together." Unfortunately, he did not quite do so on that pit entry.
Oh, we've got the caution. There it is. It's Noah Wetzel and Eddie Rayleigh.
It's gonna change everything.
Well, that just saved Keith.
Big time.
See
sort
what
out the running
here.
order.
Oh, Noah just.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Noah just went off in the turn 1 too deep, and he's not even racing for position. He's a lap down car here with the leaders, and he just ran right over Eddie, who's running in 5th. That is a lap down car wrecking someone in the top 5.
That's not good.
Very unideal.
But I will say there is one weird thing about that. It looked like Herman had a big run on the 112 and was about to just breeze on by him, and then all of a sudden he lifted. What it looks like. I still say, that was not a good position for the 48 to be in, but that was still, I don't know, that
Herman
checked up.
No, Herman's not checking anybody up there. He's on the inside. Noah went up to the top. Herman might have got loose because when you go down on that apron flat, Andrew, it can sometimes remove your downforce and it makes the car really loose. So if you're turning too much, sometimes it starts to slide. So I think when Herman was coming back to get on the banking, I think it might have been getting loose on him. So he checked up that little bit to get it to resettle. But that didn't
preemptive move.
That didn't do anything to do with Eddie or Wetzel. They were both already clear to the outside. There was plenty of time to avoid running over the 112, in my opinion.
Caleb will lead off of pit road ahead of Jeff Stakanis. They are well clear of Ryan Johnson, who will be 3rd. Herman will still be 4th. And it looks like that will put Ricky Bumbalo back into the top 5. Big question here is, where's Mac Daddy going to emerge? Oh, EOL for Fugate. That sun drop machine is going to drop to the rear of the field.
I believe if I'm looking at this right, I think the 44 of Dan Rubino is our free pass.
I think they had just gotten by him shortly before that, so that sounds about right. Roy Donahue looks like might be opting for a wave around here. Where he also stayed out a long ways there. So let's see. How many laps we got to go here? We're on that 55 of 107. That puts us about 53. 3 laps to go, so Definite one-stopper from here. Got some guys coming off pit road there. McDaddy scored 13th at the moment. He's going to be trying to clear these guys like a bull in a china shop, I feel like. Got his work cut out, but hey, we know the speed that thing has. He's got to dig himself back out of this hole, but made a lot easier with this caution flag. His lights are out on the pace car. 81 will go by with the wipe around, and you're right, 44. It is indeed free pass. He will go ahead as well. Caleb Lingle looking to get back into victory lane. Justin Kane is really looking to get back into victory lane. Not one since Papyrus game track quite a while ago.
Keith McLean will get to restart in 13th. Should expect him to get to the front in decent order. I'm a little surprised the 48 isn't at the very rear. Unless he did speed, and it's just where the game's telling him to go. But
you know, it gets a little funky when you get to 1 degree and the game's telling you to do stuff, but it's telling you not to do stuff. I remember PRL race that I ran recently where Alex Moe, his spotter was telling him to go by me, but then when he went by me, my spotter was saying to get ahead of the 48. So weird stuff. Caleb Lingle leading him back to the green flag just in time for KJ to pop into the chat. What's up, my man? Here we go. With 51 laps to go, only our second caution of the race. 113, 31, 78. Up here in the top 3. And already Ryan Johnson looking to potentially make a move here for P2. Steve Rubino 6th, Maverick 7th. Gonna shout those guys out real quick, and then a line of Speedland cars. That'd be Steve Grant, Wiley King, Jason San Diego, and Randy Smith. How about Steve Grant up here into 8th? After spinning and blowing a tire. And it's looking pretty sporty here. He gets a potential peak there on the 113. Not going to be able to make that move. Instead, the 78 is going to try to make that move. And it looks like should complete it. Maybe for the lead, he's going to get to the inside.
Ryan Johnson wants that clean air. Maybe he thinks, if I can just get that clean air, I might be able to hang on a little better towards the end of this next tire run.
Caleb way up the track. That'll make it pretty easy there for Ryan Johnson.
Might also just be looking to get 5 bonus points.
Hey, yeah, that's big right there. Ryan is a little ways back. He's 6th in points coming into this race. I want to say he's about 108 back.
Ryan Johnson is 108 back coming in, yes.
So, hey, every little bit that you can try to manage. Do your best with that. KJ, hope all is well, my man. Hoping to see you back out on track here soon. But appreciate you popping by, though. Feel free to stick around and enjoy the show. But, hey, whatever's going on, hope all is well. And I'm watching the runs that these guys are getting when they're in second place, and it's just them. I guess they're backing up the corner or something. They're getting great runs.
Watch that 73. He's up to 4th now. See what kind of real pace he's got. If he can keep up with the 113 and 31, you know, they are 2 of the 3 fastest long run cars we've seen tonight. The other one being Keith
Oh,
McLean as Steve Rubino has a huge moment.
hold on, hold on. Oh, nope, nope, nope. There it goes.
Oh, Wiley King got real lucky there.
That's the yellow.
Caution might have
Ah,
already been out, actually.
yeah, they were slowing up real hard there. I think something else happened. Oh, something on the front stretch. May have been Donahue.
Oh, Eddie Rayleigh lost it. That rear end being gone made it real loose. And yep, it just did one of those very slow steps out. He steps out coming off of turn 4, and Troy Donahue had nowhere to go, drove right into him. So that was the caution, and then everyone was slowing up, and Steve just got loose getting off the accelerator.
Been there, done that once or twice.
Ew, lucky Wiley King didn't get into him. Oh, Steve actually has called it a race because of that. Wow, that's...
He did. Oh, wow.
Eddie Rayleigh will be done as well, so that'll leave us with 20 cars on the track. I wonder if Steve has this, like, self-rule that some drivers have where if I get in one crash, I am done. Because that's what I've seen Steve do.
Yeah, he did take a bit of a hit there on the front. Probably
Yeah,
thought,
didn't...
well, that's going to kill it. I don't know.
Yeah, that didn't look that bad to me, but maybe some guys, it is realistic damage, and they just... No, it's not going to quite drive the same, and it's not going to be as fun, so they'd rather just park it.
Steve Rubino's been in this game a long, long time, and don't know if he'll continue driving next season, but I do know Hobo, of course, going under new leadership.
Let's see here. That first pit stall is usually king. Let's see how many spots it gets old Mac
Ooh.
Daddy.
Jeff Stacanis, I think, just won the race off.
Actually, I don't think Keith really gained anything there. He had to drive around the 31. And I believe you are correct.
I mean, another new leader here.
Well, while you break that down, I'll be right back.
Sounds like a plan to me. Jeff Stacanis up to the lead for the first time tonight. Pretty much on his own. Then Ryan Johnson and Caleb Lingle, top three. All three of these guys pretty darn sporty in their own rights. But yeah, Herman Reese still fourth and still lurking. Bumblo P5. And Steve Grant looks like will be sixth. Maverick, Wiley King, Jason San Diego, Randy Smith will be the top 10, it appears. Keith will be 11th on this restart. Lap 65 of 107. Next race for these guys will be Charlotte. That will be, of course, in a week. Got some more leagues coming up here that will be broadcast. We got Fast coming up again for their final handful of races for their season. CCR, like I said, October 9th, 10th, and 17th, from what I recall. First, stay tuned to confirm that. And then we'll be back to streaming PRL. Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. This Saturday, of course, being the David Bones Cannon Memorial, which I will be partaking in, and definitely encourage everyone to check that out. That is going to be a heck of a night for a guy that went well before his time and impacted so many of us in the NR community in some way, shape, or form. If it wasn't for him, I'll be real, I don't think I'd be racing anymore because of my wireless internet problems. He said, hey, get yourself an Ethernet cable, find a way to get it hooked up to your laptop. And yeah, if he didn't help me out with that, I don't know what I'd be doing, so.
I am back. Who are you talking about?
David Cannon.
Okay, David Cannon. Yeah, that event is it next Monday?
It's Saturday, actually.
This Saturday coming?
Yep.
Should be a great event.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be 2 simultaneous races going on with full servers, and then the top half finishers in each of those races will make it to a main event after that.
What
NXS
is the
20.
track?
It's RTG's version of Talladega.
Okay, yes.
So,
Gonna take a lot of luck and a little bit of skill and strategy.
a lot of luck, a little bit of skill, but all in the name of paying tribute to a legend in not only RTG, but I would argue NR, just based on the impact that he has had. Godspeed, Bones.
41 laps to go. Here's the Kennis in the lead. We'll see what Mac Daddy can do. He restarts in 11th.
Back at it, green flag in the air. Started waving that thing like it owes him money. And we are back at it in Kansas.
Down to 20 cars now. Harry Kodian back to 1 lap down.
Yeah, I think I saw him take a wave around. The 48 actually did get the free pass that time.
Ryan Johnson going for the lead here.
Being aggressive as usual. Jeff's not going to let him have it too easy here. And try to fight back on the outside, but as you said, game track, there's only so much of that you can do. And with 40 laps to go, the Buffalo Wild Wings machine is back to the point.
I still have not been back to Buffalo Wild Wings since we went in March.
I think I went once since then. And I did try a far spicier sauce. I think it was the Tennessee hot, I want to say.
Nashville hot?
Nashville hot, that's what it was. Yeah.
It's Tennessee hot. Close enough, I guess.
Hey, Nashville's in Tennessee, you know what I mean. But yeah, that definitely was way better, albeit that was probably toward the higher end of my spice tolerance. Yes, I'm a wuss, I know. Jeff, a little bit of a run here. See if he takes advantage. Ryan loves cutting that dog leg. I'm gonna give credit to Herman Reese here. He's gotten up to 4th, and he's been sticking there since that green flag pit stop that we had. I don't know if he has anything more in the tank, if he's just conserving, or what his end game is here, but seems like at least as of now, he's been about a step behind. Whoever's been out in front is Jeff with another run, but not going to be able to take advantage.
Herman seems like he might just be that 1/10 off here on the race pace compared to these top 3, which, you know, was what we were seeing earlier when it was Keith McLean up here instead of Ryan Johnson. But we'll see how much saving this really helps Herman. If Herman can at least stay in touch with the top 3, you know, it could come down to a 2-tire call here at the end, and Herman might be thinking, if I can just save my left front a little more than those other guys, I might have something for them when I put new right sides on it.
As Keith up to 7th. Stopped by Maverick. So plucking him off slowly. And yeah, Steve Grant 6th.
Good recovery by Steve after that spin early on in the going.
Good recovery by quite a few guys that had some moments earlier. Yeah, Steve Grant 6th. Jason San Diego back into the top 10. Randy Smith after a strategy call.
Yeah, strategy call by Randy to lead the lap there early.
And that puts him in 11th. They're looking solid. But still a long ways to go here. At least one more pit stop, as you said, which we'll see if anybody is going to opt for that 2-tire strategy. It's Jeff, I think, just had a moment.
I think it's a given that it's going to be a 2-tire call, because by the time your fuel reserves run out here, if you've saved your stuff to where you can pit when the fuel is out, you're only going to need a can. So there's only really a point in taking right sides. There's not, like I said, there's not a lot of grip loss. Now, what could put you in trouble is...
Oh, like Ryan Johnson!
Something like that.
Wow!
Ryan's left front is shredded now because of that.
He saved it, which is the most important thing, but yeah, he's going to be struggling for grip, or at least keeping that car under him. Oh, brother.
What I was going to get at, though, is say you get to the end of the race, you get to 10 to go, and, 3 guys take 2, and then a lot of guys take 4. Well, if there's a caution immediately after the pit cycle ends, you are ruined. Keith McLean
Oh,
is going to
3
go 3
wide.
wide. Watch the looseness there on the apron.
Ryan Johnson backs out of that.
Ryan's going to be, like you said, he's going to be hurting for grip a little bit now because he had to lock it up to save it.
Oh, Maverick way up the track there behind them. Holds on to that. But Doyes says these guys pretty stacked up at the moment.
Well, that has allowed Lingle and Stakenis to kind of pull away, and now even if Mac Daddy can get by these next 3 cars in front of him, he's going to have some work to do.
Yeah, that puts Steve Grant 5th. Keith to 6th. Johnson back to 7th after leading with a scary moment. We're down here on the apron. Not sure what's up with the 81. It's under power.
Let these guys go by here. Might be just bringing it to pit road. Might be calling it here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Got 30 laps to go in this race. So you're at a point now that you can pit anytime and make it. Keith giving some grace there to Steve Grant at the moment. Ryan already starting to suffer here a little bit, starting to slip back. Out of touch with those guys in front of him. Tough break for the 78. But still enough race to go that anything can happen that could get him back up there.
I will say
in P3.
If you are going to take 4 tires to try to beat out the guys who take 2, you're going to want to pit about 7, 8 laps, maybe 9 or 10, probably 9 or 10 laps before your fuel reserve runs out, because that's the only way you're going to gain the 6 or so seconds you're going to lose. Now,
try and undercut it.
The only guys who would maybe want to consider that would be the guys that aren't in the top 2 pulling away.
Yeah.
But you've also got to remember, if you pit early and in that 10 laps where you're trying to just log good laps, a caution comes out, your strategy is over.
You're boned, yeah, that's it. Steve Grant's going to look for, Steve Grant's going to look for a position there on Bumbaloo. Not going to be able to make that work. But yeah, I'm guessing with that strategy that you're talking about, you're probably guys like Bumbaloo, like Grant. Maybe Mac Daddy? Maybe.
Mac Daddy should have enough speed to just take 2, and he'll probably contend the guys in front here.
Who's about to get real here for 4th place. Steve Grant's going to get to the inside of the 85. Oh, my word! How was that not a crash?
You tell me, because I didn't see it.
All I could say is there was not a piece of paper between the 85 front bumper and the 11's rear. Holy schmoly.
Maverick has gotten a position on Ryan Johnson for 8th.
Yeah, Why the King passed him, and then, 23 just did. If I'm Ryan Johnson, I think I'm taking full advantage of that strategy that you were talking about. I might even be pitting here, shortly.
Troy Donahue is just sitting in his pit stall. I'm not sure what's up with that.
Troy may have... Not sure something going on there or what. Ooh, tight quarters there, 78 and 10. As Ryan Johnson is going to struggle to hold on to a top 10 here. Looks like he's actually going to lose the top 10. And slip back to 11th. As Keith gets by Bumbaloo there for a top 5. Grant pulls away slightly, trying to stick with Herman Reese. Top two remain in their own little bubble right now, and actually quite close together. Someone had a moment. Entering pit road there may have been Ron Simpson.
So the magic number of latest to pit to take 4, in my opinion, is going to be lap 87 coming to 88. Then put you at 20 to go. You'll still only need to take. You'll still only need to take the one can, but that is when I would pit if you're going to try to take 4 and make something out of it. Ken Hansen is actually going to be coming in here. Ken is currently 6.7 behind the leader. Ryan Johnson is going to pit early. So Ryan, I think, this is a good call by Ryan because he had locked up the left front. Taking 2 was not really going to work out for him. So now he's trying to get back what he's lost. He's throwing a Hail Mary here, essentially. You put 4 on it here, and you should be good to go.
Yeah, that's what he got to do after the position that he found himself in.
Harry, who took the wave around, he pits, but he appears to have maybe borderline looped it coming in.
Checking in on his top 5, 6, 7. Miley King. That long run car is starting to come back into him.
Bugate down pit road now.
Get it for falling outside the top 10. Was running well up in the top 5 at one point in this race.
We'll see how many of these guys maybe start to think about biting, but usually it's a no-win situation because if you're the top 2 and you bite because of the guys way in the back, then the rest of the guys behind you, they're going to probably just keep going and maybe take right sides only at the end. Keith McLean still unable to get by Grant and Reese.
Grant's actually maybe looking a little faster than Herman here.
Tire wear is definitely showing now, though, because we're 20 laps into the stint. Ooh, Reese actually yields. Is Reese going to pit here?
I bet that's him coming in. Yep. Yeah, he is.
Herman's going to go for the 4-tire call, I think. Ricky Bumbelow's coming in, too. This might just make most of them come in and put 4 on it.
Very, very conservative pit entry there as well for the 73 and the 85. Dan Rubino, you see him in the background?
I'm a little shocked that Herman slowed down as much as he did on entry there. He wasn't even doing 45 for a while. Herman lost a lot of time on pit entry there. He wasn't even doing like 40.
Jeff Stakanis bringing it in. As is Caleb Lingle. He's being pretty bold. He's going to get her down to speed. There's Keith. All right, let's see what the call's going to be.
I think you have to take 4 if you're all 3 of these guys because one of you takes 2, you're going to be a sitting duck these next 18 laps.
Agreed. Well, let's find out. Keep an eye on these 3 guys, and then we'll see who's where.
Yep, Lingle's taking 4. Jeff's taking 4.
That looks
Keith
like
is taking 4.
Keith. Yep.
All of them are taking 4.
Caleb's going to get back out front.
Jeff's going to get hurt a little bit there because of Keith. That might let Keith get in draft with Jeff. Actually, no, maybe not. He might be too far back, too. That really spread all of them out. Steve Grant now in. Randy Smith is in. Maverick will stay out. Wiley King is also in. Yeah, so it looks like this made everyone bite, and they're all just now going to end up taking 4. No one's going to even bother stretching the fuel to take 2.
Maverick stays out again.
Maverick might be the one who's going to be like, maybe I can get a caution and trap a lot of these guys a lap down. Because you can still go another 5-6 laps here.
Hey, maybe he'll try for the 2.
And this is a good call for Maverick because he's been a bottom of the top 10 car mostly, maybe outside the top 10 car for the night. So if he gets a caution here and then he gets to pit, there's going to be a handful of cars on the lead lap. And a lot of guys will have to take the wave around.
Hey, why not? Why not? If you could pull it off, why not give it a shot?
Actually, I don't know if they would be able to take the wave around because that would be a lot of black flags.
Yeah.
A lot of black flags to clear. I don't know if they'd want to do that. Oh, Dan Rubino is off the track. Gearbox, it says for him, and it looks like Troy Donahue, it says the same thing, Gearbox.
Ugh.
So Maverick and Noah Wetzel are the only ones who have not pit. Lingle is about to unlap himself here.
Yeah, should make
He
pretty easy work
will
here.
try to go to the
Oof.
top, but then Maverick slid up to let him go on the bottom.
Yeah,
Here
that's
comes
the place to
Jeff.
do it.
Jeff was a 10th.5 faster than Lingle that lap. He might be able to get some more here. Gets a clean line. Yep, clean line here for Stekenis. And Keith McLean is hauling. Keith just ran the fastest lap of the race last time by at 30.297. It is definitely time to go, but you don't want to burn him up too quickly. But I
Yeah,
don't think Keith has much of a choice right now.
he's got to catch up to those
Uh-oh.
guys at this rate. Oh,
Uh-oh.
don't tell me.
Caleb Lingo ran a 30.666.
Oh, okay. Well, that
That's
also does
usually not good.
that doesn't bode well either.
That's usually not good.
Well, he does thank Jesus after every interview, so
Noah Wetzel has just
maybe
made
he's safe.
his final pit stop of the night, so that just leaves Maverick now.
Maverick is going as long as he can, it looks like.
Yeah, he should be able to go another lap or two here, and then he'll probably pit and probably just put 4 on it.
I will mention this, Ryan Johnson, with that strategy call, has gotten himself back up into what will be 4th. Oh, look out. That is Noah Wetzel coming out pit road right in front of these guys. Get a little sketchy. Steve Grant's going to use that 48 kind of as a pick here a little bit. Try to take that spot. And we'll do so with a little slide.
Yeah, Herman, I mentioned it. Herman went in the pit road, and he wasn't even doing the speed limit. Like the first 4 seconds he was on pit road, he fell all the way to 9th. Now, he is right here. He still has a chance to maybe get up to 4th once Maverick has gone down pit road, but he lost a lot of time.
Boy, and these guys are going to have a rough go with this 48. He's not really getting out of the way in a hurry.
I don't like to speculate, but Herman has just seemed off tonight. Oh, that was almost contact with the 9 and 48.
You ain't kidding, but yeah, Herman's just like we mentioned earlier, just a slight step behind the top guys, it seems.
And very unusual for someone with that much experience to slow down way more than necessary on pit entry after crossing the pit line. Just seems off.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's still under threat here.
Head cold or something maybe.
10 laps to go, and boy, the battle is on for
Maverick's
6th on
pit
back.
road. So that'll give the lead to Caleb Lingle.
I thought Jason San Diego Fugate were about to get into it. Holy cow.
Gloves are off now. Gloves are off.
Caleb Lingle well ahead of Jeff Stekenis at the moment. Keith McLean has closed the gap considerably.
Herman tried to jump in front of Ricky Bumbalo, and he was not clear.
That's 10th now. Or 11th.
No, it should be 10th because Maverick pit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Still, though. All right, Herman's going to be hurting for points here tonight if this continues.
And right now, Jeff is probably going to try to do everything to keep Keith behind him and just to gain something on him, but it's not looking good for Jeff gaining those few points. But Lingle is in a great position to gain some points on Keith, and then they're both going to gain points over Herman.
As Fugate into the top 5, he just got by Ryan Johnson. Wiley King is on a tear and may take a top 5 for himself here, man. It is all on for 5th on back here. It continues. Nearly 3 wide. If Bumbalo goes as low as he is, we will go 3 wide. Up he bails out.
Meanwhile, at the front, Keith and Jeff that lap were both a 10th faster than Lingle, but they've got Harry Kodian in between them and the 113.
Gap is 1.3. It was 6 laps to go.
That time by Lingle was faster than the 2 behind him. I think Keith might have used up his tires. He looks like he's getting tight.
3 wide on the front straightaway there, Herman. doing what he can to make up every spot possible. He gets up to 9th, maybe 8th if he can try to make a move here on Bumbelow. But, how about this for Fugate? He's up to 6th. Wiley King 5th. And Steve Grant, after bringing out the first caution of the race, looking good for 4th. 5 laps to go. Caleb Lingle out in front, pulling away. Now 4 laps to go. Caution at this point will end it.
Indeed, Andrew.
So all he's got to do is just keep that thing under him.
Yeah, he's just inching away at this point. Got a 100th right there on Jeff that lap.
Every little bit. He's got a fairly clean racetrack in front of him. Maverick is about a little less than a straightaway ahead. But 70 points back in this championship battle. It is not over for this 113. I can assure you that.
Right now, he's just hoping Jeff can hold on over Keith for 2nd, so he gains those few extra points on Keith. Because remember, Keith led the opening portion of the race. Now, I don't know who will get the most laps led bonus of another 5. It might be Lingle.
I think you're going to be right.
It's going to be close, but I think it should go to Lingle because Lingle's been the one mainly leading, though. We did have Ryan Johnson leading for a decent little bit, too.
And Jeff did as well for a brief stretch.
I have to check the old export once the race is over.
It'll be over in 2 laps' time. And the battle remains on here for P2. Also P4.
Herman Reese has rebounded to 8th. He might be able to get 7th on Jason San Diego. But yeah, battle is on for 4th between the Speedland teammates. As Lingle will take the white flag, not a worry in the rearview mirror here.
Yeah, he just backed off there. He lost 4 tenths, or at least compared to his previous lap.
Oh, the 2 behind them, they lost a good bit of grip too.
And right now it's looking good for Jeff. He had a really good corner there, not so good for Keith. But as it is on there for 4th, there's going to go side by side. A door slam. Be careful there, teammates. But someone is not going to have to worry about it. Caleb brings it home at Kansas and well and truly inserts himself into this championship battle now.
Kennis in 2nd, Keith McLean in 3rd, 4th win of the year for the 113. Didn't mention it, by the way, earlier, but that was Keith McLean's 10th pole of the season tonight. So him and Lingle, the only ones double-digit on the pole, as Keith gives a... he gave a side tap, love tap to Lingle, puts him in the wall, and then Harry came in and cleaned him out.
And a pretty clean race, too. That was, 3-4 cautions?
I think we had 4.
Race
4.
Race done.
A good race.
Hour and 10 minutes.
They've been doing a great job in the chase so far. Knock on wood.
Let's see what Charlotte holds. That'll be 120 laps. But Caleb back to victory lane. First time in a little while. Oh, yeah. He's going to be happy.
There's a good burnout. You know, when you're still doing about 25 mile an hour, you see a guy spin it around, that they are pumped.
Getting that thing spun around. Awesome smoke show. Because I'm sure he knows the point situation, and he knows with Herman finishing toward the tail of the top 10, and he still rebounded to 3rd, which after what happened to him is very impressive. But still, you got to think of what could have been for Keith.
Yeah, he'll be thinking about that pit road entry mistake that he had there.
Could be one of the moments that could really swing things around here. So yeah, Caleb, Jeff, and Keith, the top 3. Steve Grant holds on to 4th on his teammate, Wiley, but a great run for both the 11 and the 95. And how about a recovery for Jason San Diego? He spun out on the 5th lap? And rebounds to 7th. We'll mention Fugate there in 6th. Awesome run there. Herman in 8th. And then Ryan Johnson, Ricky Bumbalo, the top 10. Rest of the field stacks up as Randy Smith, Duke Sorensen. I missed Ken Hansen there in 11th. My apologies. Ken, then Randy, then Duke, Maverick, Ron Simpson.
Caleb Lingle does lead the most laps. He led 6 more laps than Keith McLean. So I believe that is a 20-point swing for Caleb Lingle.
Huge.
Sound like a certain political figure when you say huge like that. It's going to be huge.
That's the, I guess that's the Pennsylvania Dutch accent coming out there. Maybe, I don't know.
That's just the way you're dragging the huge. Going to be huge. Only 3 cautions, by the way. Miscounted.
It was 3, okay.
We had
awesome
14,
job, everybody.
14 lead changes. 10 drivers got the lead laps tonight. Noah Wetzel led a lap. Maverick led 9 there when he stayed out long. Randy Smith with the 1, of course, under the first yellow. Ryan Johnson got to lead 11. Fugate got 1. Steve got 1. Wiley King 3. Stekenis 4. Claimed 35 laps. And then Lingle 41.
Lingle with the victory when it's all said and done. Nailed the pit stop beautifully. Again, a great rebound for Mac Daddy, but still gonna come up just short here tonight. But speaking of which, we got our top 3 waiting for us. Let's go ahead and get a word with these guys. I want to say this is the same top 3 as New Hampshire, just in a different order.
User was moved to your maybe.
Mac Daddy.
Mac Daddy
in the house.
What the hell happened, Mac Daddy? You're supposed to go in pit road normally.
I blew a tire as I was trying to get on pit road and the thing wouldn't turn.
Set you straight. Oh,
yeah, just went straight. I was like, oh my God.
I was just saying, what could have been in that race? But, dude, you still recovered to 3rd, man. That thing was flying.
Yeah, I had a really, really good car. I probably ran too hard the first run and got a little loose toward the end. And then the rest of the night in traffic, it went loose the rest of the night. It was tight the rest of the night. But, hey, it was a good run, good comeback. I got the pole, good enough lap for the pole. But car was good. But hats off to Caleb. Caleb ran a really good race. And he just sat back there and waited. And he had a good car at the end, too. So, congrats to Caleb.
Hey, congrats to all 3 of you guys. I mean, heck, I think this is going to be the same top 3 that I interviewed last week in New Hampshire, just in a different order. Actually, reverse order, I think. I think Caleb was 3rd, you won, and Jeff finished 2nd both times.
He's Mr. Second place.
You know what, I'm going to look at that just to confirm that, but I'll just ask you, I mean, obviously a fantastic car tonight. Just one foible there that put you way back, but you're able to recover nicely. Charlotte's next week. What's the thought for Charlotte?
You know, Charlotte's a crapshoot. Everybody's fast, so it just depends who can hold on to it. And we'll see what happens, I guess. I think we got a good car for there. We've been prepared really good lately, showing up to the track fast and cars last. So I'm looking forward to going to Charlotte. The chase has been pretty good so far for me. So I just want to keep on keeping on. You know what I mean?
Keep on keeping on. That's what you got to do. Consistency. Zach, anything else for Mac Daddy?
I don't really have. This isn't really a question for you, Keith, but maybe you can shed some light on Herman tonight. It felt like Herman was a little off tonight compared to what he usually is. He's usually pretty on it. Was there anything going on with Herman tonight, or was it just an off night?
He had been struggling for long run speed all week, and it didn't matter what setup he ran. We could run the same setup, and we'd get to a certain point, and then he would just start falling off. So he said it wasn't one of his best tracks, but I mean, he still runs good. But yeah, he was kind of discouraged all night because his car just wasn't right, and he was aggravating.
Yeah, there was that last pit stop there. I was watching Herman going pit road, and he went in at pit speed, and then he like slowed down, like almost like to 35 mile an hour, and then he slowly got back up the pit speed. So I wasn't really sure if he was just like maybe having a head cold or something. But yeah, I can understand being a little discouraged, disappointed that couldn't get the right setup to his driving style there.
Yeah, I don't think he was planning on pitting exactly when he did, so he hadn't made any of his adjustments. So when he went down pit road, he's trying to make adjustments, and he said that's where he messed him all up.
Yeah, that's tough. I'll help you out. The points.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, but now you got Caleb to worry about. He closed a little bit on you there.
Yeah, Caleb's gonna be there every week.
Yeah, I finally got the results pulled up here, and okay, here's a fun stat, and I'll have to tell Caleb this as well. Until tonight, Caleb finished third in every single chase race.
Huh.
Third, and now first.
He's Mr. Consistency. So as long as he don't get in any issues, he's gonna be first, second, or third about every night.
Yeah, he's gonna be one to watch out for here in this championship. There's no doubt.
So, say it with me, Keith. I will not blow a tire entering pit road next week.
I will not do that. Good Lord. that cost me, but hey, I had a good car. Everybody, the top three was who was up there basically all night long. One time we had drove away from them, and they were way behind us. So I think that's how it should have finished anyway. In whichever order, it really didn't matter. That was the three best cars all night. So at least the three of us finished. What we started, I guess.
Right on.
Mad props, man. Before I let you go, though, you know what to do, my man.
Yes, sir. Let's give a shout out to Rubino boys. Steve can't get no luck. Rex under caution. Come on, man. That was bad. He said he nosed it into a wall and got engine damage. So,
it's engine.
Yeah, from when he got loose and hit the wall, and then
I'm surprised that was.
I didn't think that'd be. Yeah, I'm with you.
Looked like really light contact. Yeah, wow.
Well, maybe that was engine damage for him. That was enough. I don't know. But yeah, shout out to my girlfriend. Shout out to my mama and her husband Pete for watching. They were watching me race tonight, and I was trying to get back up there where y'all could cheer me on, but hey, I got back to third. That's about all I had tonight. But shout out to my teammates, great runs. Shout out Speedland. They had good runs tonight. Caleb, good as always. And that's about all I got, guys. Thank y'all for doing what y'all do. And we'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
Hopefully so, my man. Best of luck, Charlotte. Keep it up.
Yes, sir. Hey, before I go, did you have a good time?
Oh, always.
Yeah, I was talking about at your concert. I was watching your vlog today on YouTube. It looked like you had fun.
Oh, at the that was a life-changing experience. I can't even tell you. But, I appreciate it though, man. Thanks for checking that out.
Yeah, I was checking you out. You was having fun, but anyway. All right, guys, have a good one.
Hey, same to you, my man.
Later.
User was moved out of your channel.
Daddy in the house. P3, but what could have been? How about second week in a row, Mr. Runner-Up?
User was moved to your channel.
It is Jeff Stakanis. Jeff, do you copy?
Gotcha.
Second week in a row, man. Runner-up. Couple points closed on Keith there. A whole lot gained on Herman. Kind of clawing your way forward there a little bit, it seems.
Just a bit, yeah.
Every little bit helps. But I was saying, it's going to be a competitive stretch of races. Starting at Kansas. We got Charlotte next week. How are you feeling heading into Charlotte?
I'll have a good Charlotte run. I'm good there. Like 1.5 mile, 2 mile tracks I'm really good at. Got good sets. Yeah, should do really good.
And just keep trying to chip away there at that point lead. I guess the only other thing I got for you is just class of the field seemed like it was you, Keith, Caleb. Everyone else just seemed like they were at least a step behind. Were you guys running pretty similar setups? I mean, I know Caleb's not quite in the 4 horseman circle there, but I know you guys are, and probably been tuning a lot for that one. But
yeah,
pretty similar setup.
Yeah, pretty much. I ran the same exact setup that I won with last year here, so I wasn't really going to change much. Um, I had something for Caleb when I had about 6 gallons in the tank. Um, I noticed that one long run that he was getting really, really loose, and I wasn't. And I was gaining on him. But yeah, pretty much everybody had the same set.
I gotcha. And hey,
Keith
everything
and
broke,
Keith
don't
and I
fix
are
it.
really good here.
Yeah. I feel like if he didn't have that foible on pit road, yeah, he would have been tough to beat. I mean, he won the first race of the season here at Kansas, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised. But hey, he recovered to third. You managed to hold on to second there with a phenomenal run. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. I'll turn it over to Zach if he's got anything for our runner-up finisher.
Trying to think.
Hey, don't got nothing. That's fine.
Hey, no, I didn't say that. Uh, anything you want to say to Keith for kind of costing you a chance to maybe stay in Caleb's draft there on that last pit stop? He parked a little crooked in front of you, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, actually, so me and Caleb were just talking about this. Is he said that he was pitting a lap earlier, and then Caleb said that he was going to be pitting, and I thought, well, I'm staying with Caleb, but then all of a sudden, Keith shows up, and I thought, oh, well, now I've got to go out and around him. So it was a little, yeah, it definitely gave Caleb the jump where I didn't really need it,
Hmm.
but it is what it is.
Yeah, them shenanigans, some shenanigans, I tell you. Hey,
Right.
all good stuff. Always good fun watching you guys. Final handful of races coming up here as far as the championship goes. So we'll be watching you. Hopefully things continue to go well at Charlotte for you. But hey, another runner-up finish, my man. Just keep it up. Before we let you go, though, you know what to do.
Yeah. Shout out to all the guys that we run with and all the admins. Great, great group of guys, and all the people who watch, and all the sponsors and all that. And yeah, it's good fun.
Good fun as always. Best of luck heading into Charlotte, my friend. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you yet again.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff
User was
Stakanis,
moved out of your channel.
runner-up in New Hampshire and runner-up here tonight. And just like I said, it is the inverse top three of the New Hampshire finishing results. Keith the winner, but tonight will be third, Jeff in second, and Caleb finished third last week.
User was moved to your
Tonight,
channel.
he is back to victory lane. Caleb Lingle, do you copy?
I do, Andrew.
Welcome back to victory lane, my friend. And boy, is this got to ramp up your hopes as far as this championship goes.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Glad to be back in here, and it wasn't an extremely wild race for me, so I was happy for a nice calm one.
Yeah. I was just looking at the stats here. Since the chase started, you finished third, first. And now you're going to be within striking distance of that 28. You're heading into Charlotte. I asked them guys the same question, but I'll ask you. Any particular expectations?
No, I haven't even looked to see what version we're running or what I got, but we'll try to repeat what we're doing tonight.
And back to victory lane for the first time since California. Back on August 12th, after probably the battle of the entire season.
Yeah.
This time a little more stress-free there at the end.
Yeah, it's nice just to cruise to a win instead of battling. Battling's fun, but it's nice just to just take it easy and get it that way too.
I guess last thing for me, and then I'll turn it over to Zach, is throughout the race, I was saying you, Jeff, and Keith seemed like you guys really had the field on lock. Of course, Keith had his moment there on pit road uh, with that foible. But otherwise, it was you and Jeff. You guys were going at it. Seemed like in the mega long run, the car would start to get a little loose on you. But all in all, how do you feel like the car was doing for you since we had quite a few long runs in there?
Yeah, I wasn't sure how it was going to be. The tire wear is pretty important here, and first part of the run, I would just try to take it easy on my tires and try to be better at the latter part of the run. And I think I was able to do that a couple times. That's how I got the lead originally, passing Jeff and Keith. And yeah, the right rear was wearing out, and you had to be easy on the throttle. It was easy to make that right rear upset and cause you to get loose on the exit. So it was you had to be on your toes every lap when the tires started wearing out.
The case for many drivers there, but well done on holding on to it. I will turn over to Zach for anything for our race winner.
So I don't know how much you pay attention to your own lap times, but did you know that the devil tried to curse you there on that last stint? You ran a 30.666. I thought I was going to watch you blow up at some point there.
No, I wasn't watching my lap times. I was just watching the gap between me and Jeff.
Totally,
when they were closing in, did you feel like, okay, let me just keep saving my stuff that little extra bit? They'll tear their stuff up that little bit, and then if this keeps going green, I should start to inch back away?
Yeah, I kept watching the laps, go downs, and saw the gap maintaining, and I knew I shouldn't run any harder than what I was, just to save tire, just in case. And you never know, late caution. What do you pit? Do you take 2 tires? What, 4 tires? What's the deal? So you just try to keep the best tires that you can. And I was also really, really hoping there wasn't a caution. And I would hear stuff on TeamSpeak. Somebody would say something, and my heart would drop a little bit because I thought a caution was going to come out. But man, that was a long 12 laps. Just trying to maintain and just fingers crossed and driving at the same time. It was such a long 12 laps.
Yeah, I totally get that feeling. That's the one thing, that I hate the most when I'm in the lead at the end of a race is I just don't want a yellow to come out. Just like, and then you hear people say, "Oh, look out!" And then some leagues don't have game yellows on, and they do like a contact call or a spin call, and you're just like praying it's a self spin and that it's not a contact crash to bring out a yellow.
Yes, exactly.
You just want the race to go to the end.
That's right.
But yeah, good run for you, and hopefully you can go get another one next week.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy. And I'll just mention this. I said this to Zach when Zach called out the 666 lap time there at the end, and I said, Caleb will be fine. He thanks Jesus in every one of his interviews, so I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, Jesus on your side. You can't lose that way.
Yeah,
That's why I phrased it. That's why I phrased it that way, Andrew. The devil tried to get him.
He tried, but now hey, Jesus on his side, and Caleb is just too darn fast. He outran him. So, but an awesome run for you, my man, and a big win there. And hey, hopefully this momentum continues and might have a shot at this title. But before we let you go, my man, you know what to do.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, as we've already talked about. And thank my teammates. Good racing there with Keith, Jeff, and Ryan was up there mixing up a little bit. He had a little trouble there while leading. But good run for all those guys. Appreciate all my teammates for the help and those that are helping me out with setups and us working together. Big shout out to y'all and HOBO and everybody that's pitched in for the broadcast. And big shout out to my family. They got a lot of them that are watching. My mom watches. She's already sent me a text. She appreciates it not being a wild one this week, that she can rest a little bit. And my dad will watch it later. And big shout out to my niece and nephew. They started watching recently, and told them if I get to speak on here, I'll give a big shout out to them. So, hey y'all. Anyways, I guess that's about it. We'll try to do this again next week.
Yeah, buddy. If you top 3 next week, that'll be your 5th interview in a row if you manage to pull it off.
We'll do what we can.
I think that's a record. I'll have to look at this, but
well, Keith is doing pretty good too. He's been finishing the top 3 as well. So him and I are
yeah,
fighting.
You're right. I'm looking at that. And yeah, it's been you two. You two have been the guys. So
yep, hard to gain on when he's also doing the same thing I am.
Yeah, true. But hey, big gains. You got the most laps led. I'll be interested to see where the points end up once it gets updated. But great job, my man. Regardless of whatever the result is of the points, savor it tonight. And yeah, just best of luck heading to Charlotte.
Yeah, thank you. We'll enjoy this one.
Some.
User was moved out of your channel.
Caleb Lingo was win number 4 on the season, and yeah, in a little less dramatic fashion this time around compared to California. Oh man, awesome race and pretty clean one too. I'm quite happy, and I think all these guys are too. And hey, mad props to driving skill that we got to see tonight. Onboard to Charlotte next week, though. Zach, I will get your closing thoughts before we wrap it up.
Yeah, Kansas always delivers real life and on the game. Great race. I mean, 3 cautions, another great showing by the guys. Probably could have been maybe 1 or just 2. I feel like there was one very avoidable incident there. And yeah. Charlotte next week. Wait,
Charlotte.
another great cookie cutter.
Yeah, Charlotte next week. A very unique cookie cutter, I would say. The D-shaped oval, a little narrow. Produced some wild moments earlier this season when we went there the first time around. Going up to look at the results of that race. Where is it? There it is. Ryan Johnson won that one this first time out. Let's see what next week is going to hold. But for tonight, though, despite some dangerous conditions out there, Caleb Lingle was the provider of a phenomenal driving job. Zach, you know exactly what I'm doing. But
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
I'm making references.
I missed your reference because I'm checking the weather.
Totally fair. But regardless, congrats to Caleb. Awesome job to everybody. We'll see everybody at Charlotte. But before then, though, I encourage everyone to go check out FRN on Saturday night for the David Bones Cannon Memorial. That is going to be a heck of an event. Hope to just kind of pay our respects, pretty much. I'm excited, and we'll see everybody there. We'll see everybody at Charlotte next Tuesday. Until then, a good evening. Take care.